25. So that when the prefrontal cortex develops, you think that's when the age of consent should start.
Yes, and I believe that should be the age of majority as well, such as voting, going to the army, engaging in intercourse. That's what I believe. Before
Okay.
that, I don't think this should be the case.
Okay, so you only believe specifically incest should happen with twins. So it's a very, very low percentage of
But you can have cousins as well, as long as they're similar age. Yes,
similar age or same age.
similar age. You know, like
What
with
would be
any
your age gap?
there would be anything wrong.
What would be your age gap morally?
I mean, it depends, and it'll depend on how old they are as well. I mean, the same, you'd agree with this too, even if it's non-related people. I'm sure you wouldn't find 18 and 12, okay? Even if they're not related.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so everyone has their own subjective. It's not.
I'm asking you what your subjective opinion is on this.
Probably a year, I'd say. A year within the age of the other person.
All right, so let's say we have a brother and a sister, a year age apart. Do you not think there's a power dynamic there between the older and younger sister? The older brother.
I don't think 1 year is enough for there to be that much of a power.
I think there is. Morally, there is actually.
Just like in the case of, let's say, a 16-year-old and a 70-year-old, do you think there's much of a power dynamic?
Well, yes, actually, because because with siblings, it's actually very different. Because with siblings, I've got a younger sister, 2 years younger than me. The power dynamic is very.
I said 1 year, so that's irrelevant. And you're just an anecdote. Your anecdotes do not extrapolate to the whole population.
You're right, they don't. But in the majority of cases, which is proven just by asking literally anyone. You can ask anyone if there's a power dynamic between older and younger siblings, regardless of the difference of the age, right? I would say older brothers and younger sisters, there is a power dynamic where the older brother has a responsibility to protect the younger sister, which may create an environment where, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, my dear boy.
That's particularly true. I don't necessarily think that's particularly true whatsoever. Let's move on to the next person. Hey, how old are you?
Can you hear me?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What do you want to debate?
Okay, so kind of all of them. So the first one, I think having children is completely the family's choice. Like, it doesn't matter. Because if everybody stopped having children, then where would humanity be in 100 years?
We wouldn't exist, just like we didn't exist for billions of years from the start of the universe till only a few million years.
That's kind of irrelevant. And then
issue whatsoever. I don't base any value on human existence, so it's irrelevant.
The third one, I think I kind of agree with that because it doesn't really matter. Like, it's their life. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with being fat because it's their life.
Yeah, we agree. That's great.
Okay.
I'm love to see that you're not fat phobic. That's amazing.
The second one is where I have an issue because incest, even if you think it's right on a social status, even if you don't, that's like your opinion. I don't agree with it. Your opinion. Biologically, incest is wrong. Because
so biologically it's wrong. Why is it wrong biologically?
Because if you have children with a sibling, first cousin or second cousin, because you share so much DNA with them, genetically, the chances of your children having genetic issues is substantially higher.
I agree. So in the case of someone who has a genetic disability that they can pass down to their children, such as Down syndrome, sickle cell, or even Huntington's disease, it can range, especially depending on whether your partner also has the same thing. It's wrong for them to have children as well.
But no, I'm saying if you have children with your siblings.
Yeah, I know. And I'm bringing up in the instance where even if it's someone you're not related to, if you have a genetic disease that you can pass to your child that can seriously harm their quality of life, is it also wrong in that instance as well?
Yeah, I get that. What I'm saying is even if you do not have a genetic disease, right? If both of your parents have a recessive gene for that genetic disease, so they don't have it doesn't show, but they have a recessive gene, and that's obviously going to be passed down to you. And if you and your sibling are going to have that, you have kids together, which is immediately wrong.
Ma'am, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Ma'am, you're not listening to what I'm saying. In the case where you also have, a genetic disease that you can pass down, even with someone who you're not related to, would it be immoral for you to have children with that person because you have a chance of?
But my point is.
No, just listen. I understand your point. You didn't answer the question. Would it also be immoral in that instance as well?
I think so, yes, because especially if you have.
Okay, that's fair enough. You be consistent. That's fair enough, and I'd agree with you. We have no disagreement there.
Depends, though, because
if there's no reproduction, then would you then say it's not immoral?
Yeah, that's my second point. It's also socially immoral because, firstly, like you grew like especially with siblings. I think it's especially worse with siblings because like you grew up with them in the exact same environment. Also, you have the same parents. Like
That's
I think that
irrelevant. Again, I don't care about these scientific facts. You're giving me scientific facts. I don't care. You're not. The science does not dictate morality. Can you show me why that is more immoral?
because it's your sibling.
Yes, I know that. Where's the harm being done? Where is the harm that's being caused?
You grew up in the same environment as them.
I'm not aware of that. Where is the harm that's being caused? Who is being harmed?
Firstly, your family will probably be harmed. Secondly, your kids
How
will
will they be
harmed.
harmed? Shh, just listen. How will they be harmed? We're not talking about kids because I just told you we're not talking about reproduction. How would the family be harmed?
Because it's imagine if you have kids and then
I just told you
they
there's no proof.
get together.
Okay, and where is the harm being involved?
Okay, if a family has kids, right? They have a a mother, like a boy and a girl, obviously, and they get together, right? That is going to cause harm to them because it's disgusting. Like even
Okay, and ma'am, people would say the same thing about homosexuality. Would you and interracial relationships? Would you also believe them to be wrong as well?
I'm just gonna leave.
Wow, she ran away. Goodness gracious. I brought up interracial relationships and homosexuality, which again, things can cause harm. Again, if many parents find out that you're dating someone from another culture or race, they'd be disgusted and annoyed too. So does that make those ones wrong as well? Have to say yes. If you say no, then you're just being inconsistent. All right, let's move on to the next person.
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
I just want to put this cocky up inside of your car. Let me tell you something. It's fat dick. It's just gonna come all over your face.
Guys, you're literally sexually harassing me. This is a serious crime, but it seems like sexual harassment against men is tolerated. This is disgusting. Hey, how old are you?
My fat dick's inside your bum right now. I'm so fucking hot.
Like, if I was a woman, I don't think you guys would be laughing at that. If I was a woman and you said that to me, that would be sexual harassment and that would be disgusting. But thank you for the rose. But because I'm a man, it seems to be tolerated and you guys are laughing at someone who's literally sexually harassing me in a very disgusting way. This is disgusting. If I was a woman, would you still come with the same energy that is okay? Hey, how old are you?
18.
You are not 18. Get out of here. This is crazy. And this is crazy. This is crazy. If I was a woman, would you have the same thingy? This dude just asked why is sexual harassment wrong. This is crazy. These are the people who disagree with me. They come and say these deplorable things, which is literal sexual harassment. It's disgusting. How old are you?
Hey,
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What do you want to debate?
So you said being fat is okay, and I disagree
Why is it? Why don't you believe it to be okay?
because I always wanted to be fat, but I couldn't eat enough food, and I feel like
All right, let's read some comments. This one says, "Why are you bringing up law when you detest when people bring up the law?" Again, I'm bringing up the law. I'm not talking about morality. Number one, it is illegal, but number two, it is immoral because you're harming the person. Like if you say that to a woman, you're harming her. You're being disrespectful. You're being intensely gross. Just like these people have come and done it to me and have sexually harassed me, and it's very disgusting. And all of you laughed, which is truly deplorable. Truly deplorable. Why is having children wrong? You're unconsensually bringing someone into an environment where they don't, and that will guarantee cause them harm without their consent. It's just, these are the people that disagree with me. They say these sorts of things. How old are you? How old are you? What's it? How old are you?
Hello, 18.
What do you want to debate?
I would like to debate the topic of my dick being slung up inside you.
You think that's funny?
Yep.
Would you say this
I'm
to a
like, all
woman?
over your face.
You say this to a
Yep.
woman? You would say that to a woman? Hello? Would you? Don't leave. Would you say that to a woman?
My dick
Hello?
is inside you.
Would you say this to a woman? No answer. The answer, I imagine, would be no. But it's truly disgusting that you do that and think it's okay. It's disgusting. Like, you're coming here and saying very vile things to me. That is...
What's going on? What's up?
How old are you?
23.
What do you want to debate? What do you want to debate?
So I see that you're saying being fat is okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't agree with this. Just on the practical levels. So the idea is that you want to be the best you can be, and
Yeah.
and you don't.
Great.
You want to be the best you can be, and you don't want to be a lesser version of yourself. And yours.
Being fat is not lesser. Sir, you're under the misconception that being fat makes you lesser, my dear boy. Okay, being fat is perfectly fine.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't make you any less of a human being. Okay.
No, I'm not saying not as a less of a human being, but basically a human being would have responsibilities to other human beings. And so some of those responsibilities are really dependent on having good health, like protecting your family.
Again, being fat does not necessarily indicate that you're unhealthy.
Okay, but you know, I'm talking about, you're saying it's okay to be fat. It's not good for you. It doesn't put you in a good position in being of service to yourself first.
That's Muslim. Again, it can be perfectly fine. It doesn't put you in a bad position. You can be perfectly healthy as a fat person. There's nothing wrong with it. You're just simply wrong. You're just simply wrong. Oh, God. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 21.
What do you want to debate?
It says why is incest wrong?
Yeah, why do you believe it to be wrong? Or do you believe it to be wrong?
Yeah, I think like there's pretty severe problems with it, right? Like
Why?
most like you can the children of like people who are in like incestuous relationships.
Okay, so whether there's no reproduction, why would it be wrong?
If there was no reproduction, well, even then, like, there's a lot of most cases of incest, I'm pretty sure, are like based on like a power, fucked up power dynamic where like there's an older person.
No power dynamic, it's fine, right? No power dynamic.
Mm-hmm. If there's no power dynamic, then you do realize like it's kind of strange that you have to find like some crazy like example that like doesn't necessarily exist within reality.
No, there's power dynamics in non-related relationships, so that's irrelevant. So again, no power dynamic.
It's 100% relevant. It is 100% relevant because most relationships.
Attention, you're having trouble following on. So no power dynamic, it would be okay. Is that what you're saying? Correct? Go ahead and unmute your mic. No power dynamic, no reproduction. It's fine. Hello?
I guess yeah. If there's no, I guess I have to agree. At some point that like if you take away all the problems with it, then yeah. But at the same time, it's like you have to find. Yeah,
that's fine. Okay, so that means in cases of siblings, cousins, so there's no power dynamic.